think?
Well, I think what he was doing was saying there is a proper procedure if any of these actions are taken, and he was certainly alerting all of the people to that. You had people in the same time frame who were going to senators, who were going to members of Congress and saying the same type of things. Remember, some of his cabinet quit the day after. There were people calling for the 25th Amendment to be invoked. I know Adam Kinzinger and others were saying we need to have the 25th Amendment. So what was said by General Milley and others is not something that wasn't said by many Republicans. And that's what I mean when I say, as this comes out, you're going to see there were lots of people, both within the White House and elsewhere. And thank you to General Milley for using the procedures. I think all he was doing, and I think this is what will come out, and sure, he can testify and talk about it, as should General Kellogg and many others who were there with the president that day. But what he was doing was saying, this is an unstable person we're dealing with. I can assure you that was said by lots of Republican members of Congress. And we need to make sure that all of the processes that are in place are taken if he tries to do anything untoward, because this was an unstable person who we know was calling up people. And I think one of the voices you haven't heard from that I think we really need to hear from is his counsel's office, his chief counsel. All of these calls that were being made, that the president himself made, they were made because his own counsel said you shouldn't do this, according to reports, because he knew if he did the kind of things that Trump did, he might be up for disbarment. So I think you need to hear from all of the people around the president who told him to stop doing many of the things he was doing. And they ignored his commands too, because they were unconstitutional and they were not things, whether they were amoral, immoral, unconstitutional. They were things that many of the people, including his own family. I mean, look, the reporting is that Ivanka and Jared didn't want to have anything to do with it. Well, if they didn't want to have anything to do with the president, they shouldn't have been in there as family members and also pretending to be staff. When it came down to it, they didn't want to talk to dear old dad and tell him what he should do. So all of these people should be out there with a public accounting. But I thank General Milley. I thank all of the people who stopped this president from his unconstitutional actions. And that's why this January 6th commission is going to be so important. And God bless all the Republicans who are out there fighting for it.
Congresswoman Comstock, I appreciate it. Scott Jennings is